Oh, that's a spot.
All hell, rap motherfuckers get back, snort rails. Kick back with a six-pack, hell, he gon' do what he want, leaving others impaled. A podcast levels far beyond that. This ain't no bullshit, it's marsh pits and all that. Real talk with a still got tasted. Rat still spill jizz on your faces. Gone ape shit, blaze it and take it in. Rat talks with crack rocks and gin. Metalheads unite with a grin. Goddamn master man, that's real shit now. So open up your mind to smoke a bowl. A bunch of potheads getting stoned, you know how it go. It's the new show on the block. 100% uncut rock top.
All right, Rat listeners, Rat talkers, Rat heads, nut heads, and potheads. It's me, Matt the Rat, coming at you with another Rat Talk episode. And today we are actually doing something completely different. I have nobody in the studio with me, and the reason for that is I'm kind of want to do this whole recap thing, because if anybody's taking count, this marks my 12th episode, so I've been doing this for technically 3 months now. Yay! And honestly, I didn't really even think that I would actually be here. You know, I mean, usually whenever I try something, it only works out for like the first 2 weeks or so. Pretty much this and jamming is all I really have that truly makes me happy. And I got to say, it was quite a journey. It is still quite a journey. I mean, pretty much from the time that I started, because I listen to my episodes, you know, I try to listen and take into consideration what I could do to make it better. You know, as you can tell from the first episode to the latest episode, there has been less dead air. I've been more comfortable with being able to talk and to, you know, fill the time of just bullshit or whatever. I mean, some of it's funny, some of it's stupid. I realize that still. Again, I'm going back and listening to it and just thinking to myself, like, man, what the fuck? What does that even mean? But I mean, what can you do? It's already said and done, and all I can do is hope to make this better. So I'm trying something new today. I'm trying to be a little spontaneous of what I'm about. And yeah, so my whole idea for this episode was that we'll just kind of go through and do a recap of previous episodes, you know, obviously starting from the first one. And I mean, hopefully if this goes well, I'm probably going to do this every 3 months. Like, you know, just go back and remind you guys of who I had on, because really this is what I try to do. Or, I mean, this is what I'm really aimed towards doing with this episode, is just getting other people out there, you know, people with their craft, with their art form. I feel like my role is to help, pretty much, you know. So I try to put this all together, and I try to bring you different people every single time, you know, just to give you, the listener, a different perspective on things. And that, you know, whatever way you're feeling, maybe there's somebody out there that also feels that way, or if you are inspiring to try to go, you know, become an actor, musician, comedian, who, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Pretty much, as you know, I try to bring people in who are just starting to do it, and people who are just trying to, you know, make ends meet and still following what their dream is. I mean, basically, I mean, this is also, I'm also talking about myself too, because I'm whole new to this podcasting thing, and you know, now I've started to do this thing where I wear sunglasses in the studios just because in case I'm alone, I feel like I'm not alone in the darkness. I mean, I could always pretend that somebody else is here, but also I'm I'm even thinking about forcing my guests from now on, whenever they come in, to have them wear sunglasses too. I mean, maybe that'll be my whole shit. I mean, it wouldn't be funny for you guys, but it's not supposed to be funny for you guys. It's supposed to be funny for me. Like, this is my show. Fuck you. So, just being here, bringing you this type of entertainment, I guess, you know, it's very satisfying for me, and I kind of want to go through past people that I've had on, because, you know, they're just getting started also. So I want to acknowledge a few people. I mean, my first episode, if you have listened to it, it wasn't actually anybody. It was just me and my friends dicking around. It was basically me trying on these these new shoes, I guess, getting a feel for it. And it was fun. That was kind of the whole thing that started it. I did it and I felt good doing it. So the next episode that I had, of course, my brother come on because he's who I'm more comfortable with trying this, and I respect his opinion too. So, as soon as we ended that episode, I was just like, man, like, what did you think? Was I doing okay? I felt like there's a lot of dead air. I felt like I was saying something stupid. And, just like, well, I mean, you get better at it pretty much. He was the first person to be like, you can't stop, because if you do ever, slow the momentum down, it's going to take its toll on you. Like I had taken that 1 week off and I was very discouraged about it, and I did I did record a audio, solo episode pretty much. So this is my second time actually doing this, where I'm just like, I got to get some stuff off my chest, or try to bring you guys an episode. And so he was basically the first person that helped me with that. But Ryan D is a stand-up. If you didn't know this, my brother does do stand-up comedy, and he's been all over the place. Well, not all over the place, but he's getting all over the place. He's starting to put his name out there and be recognized for his talents and everything. And always here on Rat Talk, I bring you guys the footy, a little sampler of what people are up to and what they're about. So here's Ryan D doing his actually, just so you know, these are previous things that I've already had on the episode, but just because I've already have them, so this is literally just a recap of past episodes. So if you listen to this episode, you've already heard these bits by Ryan, but if you haven't, here you go.
Hi guys, I'm actually half white, half Mexican, and I somehow came out Asian. I'm not quite sure how that happened. It's a mystery to me too. It gets confusing to people sometimes though, because I was actually raised by my stepdad, who's Hispanic, and my mom's Hispanic. And so when I introduce my dad, I'm introducing my stepdad, and then people are like, I thought you were half white, and then I have to explain to them, sometimes the white ones don't stick around either. Yes, abandonment. You guys are awful. We're not breaking any stereotypes here, though, because Mom was pregnant at 16, so... yeah, man, I don't know. I did grow... I mean, I grew up in a mainly Hispanic neighborhood, though, so, like, anytime I get stopped by, like, some cholos walking home or something, they're like, hey, Holmes, where you from? I'm like, Raider Nation? They're like, orderly, go on through. I'm like, orderly, thanks. I feel like being mixed has its perks, though, especially in LA. I feel like the Mexican half keeps me from getting shot by cholos, and the white half keeps me from getting shot by LAPD. I said that in front of a black crowd once. I realized that does not keep me from getting shot by black people. Learn that shit in Inglewood.
Yep, that was Ryan D doing his thing over at the Ice House in Pasadena, which actually he is putting a show together at the Ice House. Again, it is on that show. Well, no, I'm sorry, not that show, but he does put a show together at the Ice House called Ryan D Presents Thursday Night Riots. This time, it is going to be on September 1st of this year. Well, obviously this year, which is a Thursday. So if you have that day off or anything, or you want to go see some good comedy, go check that out at the Ice House. If you follow him on Facebook or Instagram or anything, I'm pretty sure he posts it. There's a ticket link where you can buy tickets. Tickets are $10. There's a 2-drink minimum. But yeah, that's what Ryan has going on right now. You could obviously follow him on Instagram at Ryan P. Demarest. I'm pretty sure it's the same for Twitter and Facebook as well. Thanks, Ryan, for coming on, being that first guest, being that first popping my cherry, I guess. Well, no, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. But either way, my next guest which is actually right now my most listened to episode, which is fucking awesome. Thank you guys for getting it. It's over 100, which I didn't expect. I never really expected that, to be honest. To even be, I'm happy with like 50. That would have impressed me. It was 50, but you guys were great and replayed it, reposted it, listened to it, and that one brought in over 100 views on my SoundCloud. And Scribble is actually the writer and creator of my theme song. That song that you hear every time the episode starts. That is my good friend Scribble. Right now, Scribble's actually been working on his album. He's got an album coming out called Drug Funk Spun. I can never get the Drug Spun Funk. Yes, that's what it is. I can never get it right the first time. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, Scribble. But other than that, you can always download all of Scribble's music on www.scribble.bandcamp.com. His entire discography is right there. What he's gotten so far, what he's put out. You can go there to download his tracks and listen to them, obviously, and definitely check him out. He's on Twitter and Facebook at just Scribble, and you can follow him on Instagram at Scribble Official. One of my greatest friends, dude. He's so awesome. Him and I have been through a lot. Definitely, and he's a really good guy. He's changing his lifestyle and everything, getting all cleaned up. But he's a fucking great person, and I love him to death. And I want to thank him sincerely for everything that he's done, everything that he's helped me with. And to remind you of the talents of Scribble, I do have another one of his tracks. This was off of Vulgar Display of Powder, which is also on the Bandcamp website. So again, it's scribble.bandcamp.com that you can go to listen to all this stuff. Go ahead and check it out.
Living my life in a cold hell like a home. It's so dark and gray and old, but it's all that I got to show. And I know that my life is twisted up, fix it up, but the feeling that I get when I hit this blunt just takes away the pain. Can't stand being in my brain. It's out here and I felt fear the minute that I took my first breath. Second that I opened up my eyes, I can see the demise of my purpose. So I rest, stress, and I always pray for the best. But I never know what that future holds, so I live my life to test your faith. My hate is far beyond your trust that I got above. I just wish that I could believe in it if my life wasn't so fucked up. Pass the weed, blast the peace, get me out of my mind state. Cut a line and then bust the rhyme, and I'm back to normal on my grind, mate. I breathe. It on and I battle with that demon, constant monkey on my back. Can't control that urge I'm feeling when I faint it. I know that my time is short and I'm running out. Life's too short to run my mouth now, so I keep it to myself. And that's real. I swear to God, every day I'm fighting for my meals. It's amazing that I made it this far with them scars that never healed. Cause growing up was a mind fuck. Mom and pops had the lines cut. Sniffing rock at all times, cause they never thought ahead that my mind's fucked. I'm a paranoid insider, got no trust in your messiah. Live my life just the best I know when I try to keep it private. But every now and then I wonder if a God is looking down at me. If he is, then he ain't too proud of me, cause he can't get the fucking devil out of me. I breathe. I breathe out. And I breathe. I inhale. I can't feel. I breathe. I breathe out. I breathe. I inhale. I can't feel, motherfucker.
that's Scribble, man. He's fucking hardcore. It's just funny to me, because whenever I'm hanging out with him, he's like the biggest metalhead ever. Like, I mean, he's fucking great. I love the guy. He's a good person, and his music is, again, fucking awesome. It trips me out every time that I listen to him. I'm like, dude, I actually hang out with the person. Like, I hang out with this person. I was going all hard and shit. And I remember doing that episode, just thinking like, man, this is fun. It was really like the hammer in the nail, or the nail in the coffin, pretty much for me. Where it was just like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to have people that I know, people that I can help out and everything. I mean, and well, I know that he can use as much of the support he needs, because I mean, he's great. I don't want that talent to go to waste. He's a very talented guy. I almost lost train of thought right now too. Later on, in the next episode after Scribble came on, I had my good friends Frank and Jesse. They came on to the show, and that was kind of my whole thing, was that this was like, I want to be different. I want to have all sort of aspects and different opinions, and view different lifestyles, give people, a perspective, pretty much. And I mean, that was just a great episode. I was very satisfied with it. It still gets hits, to this day. It's probably, I mean, Scribble is the most listened to, but I feel like Frank and Jesse are the most listened to of people who I actually have no idea. Like, I don't know these people. And they've, most of the people actually who have listened to that track are people that I don't know. And it's great, like I'm open, like I'm expanding my my crowd. Pretty much, I'm getting more people to listen to it, because I touch on different subjects where, Jesse does drag, and Frank and Jesse came in to talk about Jesse doing drag, and they also had a lot of opinions of the transgender situation that was going on. I mean, bottom line was that it wasn't really a situation that was like, it's been happening, but for some reason right now, because people have just started really talking about it, it's become an issue. And then Jesse, after a 5-year, I believe, 5-year hiatus of doing drag, she is back, or Chata is back, and she performs in Ontario mostly, and well, actually, I'll look it up later. I'll look it up, and then a bit I'll post it on the page. But you can see Horchata perform live. I have yet to see her, which I'm pretty bummed about. I promise Frank and Jesse that I'll go see a show, that I will be there. Yes, the Gargoyles. Sorry, I'm looking for their stuff right now. The Gargoyles was a great show. I mean, they're a very good band. Great people. Sorry, I'm still pulling up, getting their stuff already. On this episode, Scott Chow, who is the lead guitar and singer, was not in, unfortunately. So I haven't had yet a full interview with all three of the guys, but I promise that'll be coming soon, definitely. I think on the first is when it'll be out. So, or no, actually, it might be the 7th. September 7th, there's somewhere around there. You'll hear the Gargoyles on here again. Sorry, I'm fucking losing track right now. I'm pretty high. Scott Chow wasn't in here, so I had the chance to talk to David and Johnny Salazar, who Johnny's a very good friend of mine, and well, David now too. You guys fucking rock. They're a really good punkabilly band. If you don't know a punkabilly band, you will hear it in just a moment. They were originally supposed to do an acoustic set. Unfortunately, they couldn't do that because because Scott actually hurt his hand, which is why he wasn't at the recording. But the very next night they had a show, and I went to that show, and it was fucking awesome. Like Johnny, the drummer, plays he plays the stand-up bass, and David on rhythm, and Scott on lead. Well, Scott actually didn't even perform that show because of his injury, but he did sing, and they had a replacement in, and it sounded very fucking awesome. It was very good. So great job, guys, that night and everything. Just to give you a couple tracks of theirs, this is their session recordings, which is well, just listen. It's fucking good.
Try to find out who knows why.
the Gargoyles, man, they're a fucking great band, great sound. Again, that was the Gargoyles Band. You can follow them on Instagram at the Gargoyles Band, Gargoyles on Facebook, and David actually also is a tattoo artist. So if you can follow him on Instagram at David Salazar Tattoo, but there's underscores in between everything. So David _ Salazar _ Tattoo is where you can follow him, check out some of his artwork and everything. Again, thank you guys so much for being guests on here before. If you're listening to this episode after that, I had my good friend CJ on, who's a representative of the law. He is in law enforcement, and basically I wanted him because I wanted you folks to hear that, you know, they're just people who are doing their jobs. It's not really, you know, about... Well, he did also say there are some of those people out there, and it's such a touchy subject right now. Like, I don't even really fucking care, because as long as I'm not getting shot at or anything. God, that's so horrible to say. But I mean, it is really fucked up what's going on right now, and to have CJ come on and everything, you know, I really respect him, and you know, he's doing his job. You know, he's not a bad guy. I know some of them are bad people and everything, but over here in LA, we got some pretty fucking cool cops sometimes. You know, I mean, they've got a bad rap from before, but I never really had any problems. The episode after that, Patrick Riley, good old Pat. Sorry, dude, I never got your shoes. If you hear this, I apologize. We can still get them if you can find them. Patrick Riley is a good friend of my brother's, and hopefully a good friend of mine. I don't know. Like I said, I kind of nixed him on some shoes, but hey, buddy, sorry. He is a stand-up also, and he was the second time Ryan had also come on. That was episode 7. Thank you again, Pat, for coming on. If you want to listen to Patrick, you can actually look up, I had mentioned Ryan D Presents Thursday Night Riots. If you actually look that up on YouTube, which was actually filmed by the Proco Boys, who you'll hear again about later on. If you go on YouTube, type in Ryan D Presents Thursday Night Riots, you can actually, there's a short video of the entire show, and Patrick's actually featured on that video too. So if you want to listen to him, go ahead and look that up on YouTube. And because he's a really funny guy, he's good, very nice guy. If you heard the episode and everything, you know, he's right up there. You know, gonna be the next group as far as they say. You know, there's also Mike Alberici, who helped him out in all of this, and pretty soon I want to get all 3 of them in together for an episode, so we have that to look forward to. Again, thank you again, Pat, for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Oh, man. You can follow Pat on Instagram, actually, at patrick.t.riley. You can follow him on Instagram. I believe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a public. Sorry, dude, if now you're going to have to deny a bunch of requests to follow you on Instagram, but hey. And, well, just to fill the time and everything, I did feature my cousin's band, Sean, his band, Fix Our Eyes, on this episode. Unfortunately, these were guys that I was going to have on the show already, but unfortunately, they were not able to make it, so I played their track anyway. And so I'm going to play the same track, actually, for you guys, because it's the only one I got. Sorry. So if you listen to the episode, this is another repeat from previous episode. Again, this is Fix Our Eyes. I'm not really actually too sure of the song name, because I just grabbed their EP from one of their shows, and it was like one of their rough cuts. So Fix Our Eyes. Go ahead and give it a listen.
in my head that to face what you said, calling it quits, I'll give it to the serpent's mouth. There is a conflict, my baptism is shattered and tragic. They don't make a break, they don't make a shake, before the end of my existence.
Episode 8 was Kai and Charlotte, my good friends, lesbian couple that came in again. It was the whole I want to open up, my range of listeners and everything, and just basically again to put the word out there, like to be able to give the people perspective, you guys perspective, because I want the world to learn. That's what I want in life. I just want to be heard. Well, not even be heard. Just tell people, like, hey, check this out. It's pretty cool. The episode was a very fun episode. It was, again, informative. And I just loved being able to see that it's not necessarily the same, because they do face different challenges than we do, but it is also beautiful. It is also great that, two people can find each other and be happy and, be in a place to carry on. So thank you guys for coming on and sharing your guys' story and everything. It was another, we did also go into another transgender topic and everything. Again, it's just being comfortable with it, talking about it, and just, because everyone's so offended or trying to basically close them out as people, because it is I don't really know why. I've always been open, to different kind of, I was exposed to different kind of people. Everyone has their own thing. Everybody does what they do. It may not be your preference, but you can at least respect it, where I was brought up. I was brought up to respect and to show appreciation that there's that there are different possibilities, and either way you can find happiness, because that's what's really, to me, is important, is finding happiness in the end. Moving on to episode 9, that was an episode with Melissa Ray, very good friend of mine. I've known her since birth, pretty much. If you heard the episode, I've known her since I was a fetus. So very good friend of mine, very talented actress. If you want to check her out, go ahead and check her out on IMDb at Melissa Ray. You can also follow her on Instagram at The Daily Meliss. It's all one word. So give her a follow. Check her out. Check out some of her work. Again, very, very talented person who is someone that I grew up with, and seeing her achieve her dreams. Pretty much, like I said, she's always been very adamant about being in film or in the entertainment industry, pretty much. So go ahead and give her a follow, or go ahead and check out on her IMDb. It's pretty cool stuff. Fucking good old Christian. My cousin came on to the show. He was our 10th guest. That was actually really fun because he does actually have stuff going on other than me and my brother. I mean, really, this is all I'm doing, and I feel like I'm failing pretty horribly at it right now. But it's okay. I'll still be here every Thursday to annoy you guys. Anyway, it was really fun having him on. The shit the kid says is fucking hilarious. He's one of the greatest people I know and very talented. He's right now a part of a group called the Citrus Singers, which brought him around the world, basically from, here he went to China. I think he said they might be planning a Europe trip soon. And then all over the country as well, New York, Washington. I think that's it so far. He's just traveled between those two. Very talented kid, very talented group of people. I do have some of their, their old track. If you listen to the episode again, you've already heard this, but I'm going to play it again for the new followers. I mean, I don't even know if I have new followers, but here's the Sister Singers singing Till the Season Comes Around Again. And hope you enjoy.
Invite you, if you're in the Christmas mood, to join us for Silent Night.
Oh man, makes me want to cry. Yeah, that was the Citrus Singers. Very talented group of people. And actually, while that song was playing, my cousin Christian, who is part of the group, walked in right now, and he did just confirm that next year they are going to England. And which congratulations to him. Fucking awesome. Great job, dude. If you want to listen or if you want to see their performances, look up the Ha Theater at Citrus College. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the Ha Haugh is how you spell it. I think that's how you pronounce it too as well. Look that up, and you can see the Citrus Singers perform there. My cousin this is his last year, so if you're familiar with it and you want to check them out, check it out. It is great show, great talent, great performances. You can also see some of their videos and everything. Christian, he does have a video that's up at the Citrus Singers YouTube page. You just look up Citrus Singers, and they should be the first one that pops up. Oh, and then finally, the last episode before this shitty ass one. The Proco Boys, Joe Davis and Brian Gerson came in, and we just had a fucking hell of a time talking about their movies, their projects that they worked on, where they started pretty much, and how they got to be where they're at. Great group of guys, great productions that they put on, great little skits and music videos that I saw the one where it was a Lebowski tribute. It was fucking awesome. It was a great video, fucking greatly shot and everything. Everything looked fucking awesome. You can follow them at Not The Real Proco on Instagram and YouTube, I believe it is, and then just Proco Production Company on Facebook. That episode was just fucking awesome all around. I loved having them in and talking about all the projects that my brother has worked on, that they've started doing and everything. They do have a couple short films out right now. I believe you can watch the full-length films. Well, not the full. Well, yeah, the full films, the whole 11 minutes that they are, or whatever. First one that they did was Tender, which my brother starred in. That was written by Steve Rogers, and they shot this basically, and they shot this basically to try to put it into film festivals, I believe. And right now they're in the running for I think some sort of, I can't remember what it was. I'm sorry, guys. Oh man, I totally just lost what I was gonna fucking say. Fuck. You can watch the film on YouTube. This one's already out. This is Tender, starring my brother. Go ahead and just play the audio from the trailer real quick, just to give you a little teaser.
Well, there's gotta be something wrong with you.
When things start to get serious with someone, they just disappear.
That's pretty dark. I can see you. Let me out.
Do you really think they'll come looking for you?
So, the mailman goofed up.
This is the part where you tell me that I shouldn't do what I'm about to do, right?
very ominous, and then it's all happy at the end. That was Tender. Again, you can catch that on YouTube, also along with It's Lurking, another horror film that they did. Joe and Brian are fucking... It was so much fun having you guys in here. Again, thank you so much for coming on, and you guys were just name-dropping like crazy, and you got me a lot of listeners on that episode particularly, and some more followers and everything, so thank you guys so much for coming in and being such great guys. This is the trailer for It's Lurking, which also you can catch on YouTube.
On the empty stomach ain't the business. Got me all slurring, can't finish a sentence. Trying to spit game to a bad bitch. She looking at me like I'm crazy. Speaking bunch of gibberish. It's okay though, as long as the liquor flows. Tossing up shots.
A macabre scene at a local spiritual center.
Mom? Dad?
Super blood moon. Super devil moon. Super.
Anyone else know you're in town right now?
So did you guys hear that story this morning about the mass suicide?
I saw it on Google. Isn't that supposed to be like a sign of the apocalypse?
Do not fucking tell me that you are scared.
Ooh. Yeah, It's Lurking. That one is actually, if you've seen it, it's a pretty good comedy horror film. That one actually, my girlfriend was featured in. Amanda Cano. Shout out to her. I love you, babe. Wish you safe travels and everything right now. She's in Orlando, and I miss her very, very much. But the Proco guys, that wasn't their only two. They also got another one coming out, Puppet, which releases later on in October. That one, they really kind of went all out. Like it's a very good short film. Well, from what I've seen, what I've heard, it is a very good short film, and that there's a lot of potential for that movie. Great project. They said it was a lot of fun. They had a whole list of people to thank for that film. Thank you guys for coming in and sharing that information with us. I mean, well, with us, the Ratt Talk listeners. It was great. I mean, we had, it's something I'm very much looking forward to, and hopefully a lot of people are going to be keeping out for that as well. On that It's Lurking trailer, actually, they that rap group that was in the... I'm sorry, I forgot their name already. They also shot their music videos for them. And so if you go look them up, you can also see those music videos and check those guys out as well. Not the Real Proco is their Instagram and YouTube again. Proco Production Company is their Facebook and all that. And man, that's all of them. That's everybody that I've interviewed so far. I mean, obviously, when I do this again, I'm not going to be doing all sorts of people and everything. Actually, I'm probably going to just do this once a month, so that way it's a lot shorter, and I don't have to actually make it a full episode length. Like, this kind of sucked, man. I lost so much train of thought. I'm here by myself, and pretty stoned, if you haven't noticed. Inside a room talking to myself with my sunglasses on. I feel like a fool. But it's okay, though, because I love this. I mean, definitely, you will hear more of these kind of episodes, because this was actually kind of fun. A good little experience. I'm actually quite happy with myself. Obviously, when it gets back to you, it's going to be a lot better than what it actually was. So, so I guess right now I'm just going to take the time to thank everybody that's made this so much possible so far. Starting off with my friends, John, Vince, Travis, Art, Nikki. You guys are my first guests. Thank you so much for being on and everything and showing your support. Scribble, again, big shout out to you, dude. I fucking love you. You rock, dude. And I thank you so much for my podcast theme song. Hopefully I'll be better this next time around, but I wish you the best, buddy. I love you. To all my guests, I mean, fuck, everybody that came on, I want to thank you guys so much. Frank, Jesse, the Gargoyles, David, and Johnny, Scott, I gotta have you on soon. I'm gonna have you on, and you'll be part of this. CJ, love you, bro. Thank you for all you're doing. Big shout out to you, Pat Riley. Great job on everything. I can't wait to see you again. Kai, Charlotte, Melissa, Christian, and the Proco guys. I mean, thank you all so much for being on previous episodes. It really does mean a lot to me that you guys gave your time up to do this. I mean, I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep trying for you guys. I'm going to hopefully, help you guys out eventually. I'd also like to thank my parents, my girlfriend, and everything. No, actually, I really would like to thank my girlfriend, Amanda, for she's really helped me a lot to keeping this going and everything. I am using her computer, so thank you for letting me use your computer, babe. I love you. And thank you guys, actually. Thank you all for listening. It's been quite a ride so far, and hopefully it's going to be an even better ride around. I'm doing new things, folks. All right, I'm trying to put my name out there. I'm trying to become something that I can be proud of, and that hopefully you all can be proud of. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for showing me support. I love you guys. Trying to keep this going. I'd like to thank my sponsor, Homecast. Homecast. They are on Wednesdays, obviously. They're Hump Day. You can follow them on Twitter. Actually, no, I don't know if they're on Twitter. Instagram for sure. You can follow them on Instagram. Check them out on Facebook. You can. They're also on iTunes, SoundCloud, all sorts of places. Anywhere you can find podcasts, you can look up Homecast. All right. Well, I think it's about that time. I've embarrassed myself long enough. And last episode that I had the Proco guys on, I showed you a band called Old Shepherd. Old Shepherd, who I really need to get into the studio for an interview. It's my cousin's Daniel's band, but they are fucking awesome. And you should really check them out. They're on SoundCloud and Facebook at Old Shepherd, and you can follow them on Instagram as well at Old Shepherd Band. Last week I played you a song for them, which was called Working All Night. I don't know how I forgot that one. Oh, that's my favorite song. Working All Night. So this week I'm going to bring you Woman. Is what I'm going to be bringing you guys, because this song, it's one of their slower jams, and it's fucking awesome. I'm really happy with what Daniel's done, and you can follow them on at Instagram at Old Shepherd Band, and then just Old Shepherd on Facebook and SoundCloud. They have all their stuff on there. Check them out, guys. They fucking rock. So. Thank you and good night.